everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made my creamy Cajun portobello. It's real simple and it's really quick to make. I hope you guys enjoy the video and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So you're going to start off with some portobello mushroom caps and make sure you rinse them off really well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the stem, and I'm also going to get a spoon and I'm going to spoon out the gills. I have a clear pan in my sink, so I'm not dumping my mushrooms into a sink. I have a pan there and I'm just scooping out the gills, and then when I'm done with all the mushroom caps, I'm just going to rinse them off and I'm going to trim off the curled edges, because when you put them on the pan you want them to lay flat. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just clipping off the curled edges. So now it's time to season the portobellos. I'm using Queen Chef's Majestic Meat Seasoning. This seasoning is awesome. I'm going to leave it in the description box below. But if you don't have this, then you can also use any type of Creole seasoning or all-purpose seasoning. And I'm using 1 tablespoon of that, and I'm just generously sprinkling it all over, and I'm going to rub it in. Now you're going to get your cup of flour and you're going to toss your portobellos into the flour, but be careful because the edges of the portobellos are very fragile and you don't want your mushrooms breaking apart. And the portobellos are not meant to be fried. They're not supposed to be crispy. They're just going to brown. So we just need a layer of flour and we don't need a wet mix. Now in a hot cast iron skillet, I'm going to add in some butter, and I'm also going to add in some cooking oil. As you all know, I always use grapeseed oil. And once this gets hot, we're going to put our portobellos into the pan. So once you see the oil and butter bubbling up, you can add in your portobellos. Now the portobellos are going to cook on each side for about 5 to 6 minutes. You will see me take my spatula and kind of press down on it a little bit later, but that's because I just want to make sure that it all cooks evenly. Now, some advice for you: be patient, because this isn't chicken, and chicken will brown quicker, and it's going to seem like your portobellos are not frying, or they may not just be doing anything. And my heat is on pretty high, so just be patient and then you'll start seeing the magic happen. So in about 5 to 7 minutes, you will flip them over and your portobellos will be a pretty brown golden color. And you're just gonna, flip them over and keep cooking them until they're golden brown on each side. And now you just see me going back and forth, flipping them, making sure that they're brown all the way around. And this entire process for browning the mushrooms took about maybe 12 to 13 minutes. And I just started my angel hair noodles. So just, check on them, make sure that they're browned all the way around, and then you can remove them and place them on the plate for later. After I remove the mushrooms, I reduce the heat. Okay, make sure you reduce the heat because you don't want your butter and all the other ingredients to burn immediately because the pan is hot. So I reduced it to almost pretty much a simmer, and now I'm just adding in the garlic. And the reason, like I said, why I reduced the heat, because if I kept it super hot, then the garlic and the butter will burn. This happened to me before, so I'm just forewarning you. Now I'm also dumping in the sun-dried tomatoes. My sun-dried tomatoes came in a jar with olive oil. Make sure you don't pour the olive oil in if you do get that particular jar. Just only the sun-dried tomatoes out the jar. Now I'm adding in my vegetable broth, and it smells so good. So I'm just stirring it around. And now I'm going to add in the vegan heavy cream, and I'm pouring that in. And I'm also going to add some seasonings, which will all be in the description box below. This is Creole seasoning and garlic powder. And then I'm going to add in my rosemary. So this is the Creole seasoning that I used. I just wanted to show you guys. And then you will see me sprinkle in the rosemary right there. And now I'm just going to continue to stir it. And then when I noticed, once I noticed that it wasn't hot enough, then I kicked the heat up. So then I bumped it up to about, a medium high heat. Now I'm just adding some pink Himalayan salt, and remember, salt is always to taste, but if you want to know my measurement, I did put 1 teaspoon of that into it. And now I'm just mixing it up all really well. Now it's time to thicken up the mixture. I'm going to sift in some all-purpose flour. It's important that you sift it in because if you just try to dump flour into a hot mixture, it will curd up and then it'll just be so annoying trying to smooth out the lumps. So make sure you sift it in to make life easier for you. Now our sauce is creamy, so I turned off the heat and I added in the portobellos. And then I'm going to sprinkle in about a teaspoon of parsley flakes just for presentation purposes. And then that is it, you guys. And then you can just put this on top of your angel hair noodles and you are good to go. It's as simple as that, and it tastes amazing. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please tag me on Instagram if you do decide to make this recipe at KBenLocked. Thank you so much for all of your love and support, and I will see you on the next video.